We're back on BVarsity Live. Trevor still refuses to believe that his coffee cup is the nastiest thing in downtown Bakersfield.
It's delicious.
Ugh. It makes me sick just watching you drink out of that. Hey, welcome to the show, Independence Girls Basketball. Dasia, Wandick, Jasmin, Dixon, Coach Nate Johnson. Thank you guys for being here so much. And I'm glad, we booked you on the show yesterday afternoon, and then we almost jinxed you, I think, last night because Golden Valley had you down in the second half. You were able to pull it out. Dasia, let's start with you. A game like that can be good for a team like you guys, though. You don't play a whole lot of close games in league, but to have one like that can be good for your for the long term, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but I'd rather not have those games at all.
Bad for the heart, right?
Yeah. It makes you really nervous and you don't know what's going to happen. So,
Jasmin, you guys could not hit water from a boat in the first half. I mean, even when you're right on the basket and it looked like it was going down, it would somehow bounce. I know the cliche is there's a lid on the basket, but how do you get over something like that within a game?
You basically just have to keep believing that the next one will fall. You can't get down on yourself and stop shooting. You have to just keep shooting.
Nate, you had to be, I think, pretty proud of the way your team responded, though.
Yes. Their maturity showed last night, and they just fought, and that's what we've been doing all year.
You know what's crazy about this is he talks about maturity, and when you look at actual, school age, Jasmine's the only one in the starting lineup that's a senior. And so, Nate, before we get into this, let's kind of go back to why you're back coaching girls basketball again. Val steps away for a year because he wanted to spend time with his daughter, who's now at Hawaii Hilo. It's her senior year. They're playing a lot of games. Hilo plays a lot of games in California. Talk about that conversation and how you went from being the retired athletic director to being the head coach of these girls.
Well, I stepped down as AD for a number of reasons. And it wasn't until after I had done that Val had stepped down. And I thought, coaching's in my blood. I love to coach. And I just thought maybe it was just a great opportunity.
Well, and you had Grant over here. I really thought that he was going to be the heir apparent and he would be the one guy to come in. But he talked about, maybe not. And why you? Why in this moment? Why this year?
I don't know. It's just one of the
because
things
these girls are so darn good.
Yeah, that probably played a part in it. But Grant is an integral part of our program this year. He runs our defensive part, and he's doing a great job. And
what was the transition like for you players, Dasia? I mean, Val is a very specific style of coach. I think took some getting used to. Now you have to get used to something else. What was that transition like?
It was basically the same thing because we still had Coach B over there, so it really wasn't a big difference. Just certain things that we do in practice are different, but you have the same players do the same thing. It's not really that much different.
Jasmin, any transition for you?
It was a little different at the beginning just because they have different coaching styles, but I feel like because it was the same team for the most part, that helped a lot, especially on and off the court.
What's the biggest difference between Val and Coach Johnson over here? And you can throw him under the bus. I'm totally okay with that.
I don't know if it's necessarily a bad thing, but Coach Johnson isn't as vocal as Coach Val.
No.
I guess you could say.
No.
That would get after you guys a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
If something was wrong, you'd know about it pretty quick. Yeah. But you know what? He coached you to 2 consecutive Valley championships. You're going for number 3. The history of success in this program, and the Golden Valley coach was so complimentary of you guys last night because he said, let's face it, they kept their poise and we didn't. And part of it is because it's January 18th and they're used to playing games in March that mean a whole lot more than this one does. Do you feel that, Dasia, when you play? I mean, sort of that experience, even though you're only a junior, like Trevor said, but you've played in a Valley championship game. I mean, you've felt that pressure, that
won
stage.
4 Valley titles in 2 different sports combined.
There you go. So it doesn't seem like these big moments affect you as much.
Yeah, not really, but we always treat all of these games like it's a playoff game, so we just take them all seriously.
Yeah, I mean, not saying the intensity would be down, but it's more, Jasmin, maybe the panic level doesn't get there when you're down by 6 in the third quarter. Is that true?
Yeah. You definitely know that there's opportunities where you can come back. You don't get down on yourself because you don't want the lead to grow. So I think definitely having that playoff experience helps us when we get in games like that.
Well, and it's going to matter too when you look at the kind of the echelon of girls basketball in Kern County. There's been a few hiccups with a few teams in SWYL, so I truly think the SYL is the top league in town when it comes to the fact that it's you guys, and despite that you and Ridgeview have both beaten Golden Valley already, that they're right up there, and then obviously Ridgeview is a top team with Dana DeGraffery leading them. Nate, I mean, when you look at it, you don't half your games are playoff games for the next 4 weeks.
Right, and like Dasia said earlier, so we try to take each one of these games as a playoff game and try to come out and play our best.
I would say, thinking of it, the School of Independence, and Nate, you've been there a while now, and most of the school's history, if not all of it, right?
Except for the first year.
The first year, okay. It has sort of, in my eyes, become a basketball school. I mean, that seems to be, boys and girls basketball both have been the sports that have gotten to the highest competitive levels the most quickly, and maybe volleyball as well.
Yes.
Is that something you anticipated? Is that something you've noticed? I mean, do you notice it walking the halls during the school day?
I don't know if I noticed it walking the halls, but the program in the past has just grown, and the talent has come to our school, and it's been cultivated, and here we are.
You know what it is? It's coaching. It's coaching, getting the right players and getting the players to do the right thing. Do you girls agree? I mean, when you look at the boys, I don't know how much you talk to guys like Elijah or Dustin and Lance or Kevin. Do you feel like it's the same thing where, with Val and now Nate and then maybe with Coach Davis over on the boys' side, that it is coaching, Jazz?
Yeah, I do feel like coaching definitely makes a difference. I feel like all of them are really supportive of us, and I just feel like it's a really good school to go to as far as coaching.
Jasmin, how much of a leader do you see yourself as? As Trevor said, the only senior, but you also have teammates that have been to those big stages with you and kind of been through the wars with you. How much have you taken it upon yourself this year to be the leader of the team?
I definitely take it seriously, especially because losing Ebony before, it was really us two and Kalasia as well. But after we lost Ebony, she was a big factor as far as leadership on our team. So I felt kind of responsible to kind of just take over for her.
And the nice thing is for you guys too, I think you and Kalasia, if one of you, it's kind of like we had Justin McCall and Jordan Roberts for the Ridgeview boys on last week. If one player maybe doesn't have it that particular night, the other one picks it up, and it's kind of like last night wasn't your best game offensively, but Kalasia picked it up, and I'm sure it's been the other way around at times. How nice is it to kind of have that teammate that can be your sidekick, so to speak?
Yeah, I'm definitely lucky in that regard, because I know that if I'm having an off night or she's having an off night, we could pick it up for each other, and I'm definitely lucky that she's on the team with me so that we could kind of feed off each other.
Now, having said that, I think probably Independence girls hoops calling card is defense. Dasia, how do you describe the way you guys play defense?
I would say fast, intense. I don't know, there's just a whole bunch of different words you can name for our defense.
Yeah, swarming.
Yeah.
That's the one I like to use.
Yeah.
You guys always have arms out, or always seems like there's 6 of you on the court, which is a compliment. I mean that you guys are able to cover that much ground. Now, one thing I like to do before we let you guys go, basketball is great, and I know basketball is important to you guys. What's something you like to do outside of basketball, maybe outside of sports, Dasia?
There's really nothing that I do outside of basketball. Like outside of school, there's still basketball.
Yeah.
Well, when you think about it, she's got 2 other sisters on the team as well, so it really kind of is a family sport for you too, right?
That's true. That works. Maybe one day there will be time for something else. Right now, there's not a whole lot of time.
No, there's not.
How about you, Jazz? Is there something else you like to do maybe outside of basketball?
Not really. I feel the same way. It's really just practice, training, school, all year round. Never let up.
we might have just hit on why you're such good players. just maybe.
Or maybe that's the reason why she has a scholarship to Cal State Bakersfield, because she has spent so much time not only on the court but in the classroom.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about that for a second, Jasmin. CSUB getting to stay home. How many other options were there, and was it tempting to maybe leave home, or did you always want to stay?
Well, I always had it in my mind that I kind of wanted to stay. I had a few other colleges looking at me, but after CSUB made the offer, I just went ahead and took it because I couldn't pass up staying at home and just being in the same environment that I'm comfortable with and used to. So.
Yeah. Have you watched a lot of CSUB the past couple of years? I mean, do you check out their games when they're in
Yeah,
town?
I have in the years before, since junior high. I think I've been watching them play, and then of course a lot more this year. I've been studying how they play and the coaching staff and just getting prepared.
What are your thoughts as far as where you fit in there?
I think I'll fit in well as probably point guard, shooting guard. I think that I need my shots to fall and just keep driving. And so this year in high school, I'm trying to prepare for that.
Back to high school real quick, Dasia. What's one thing Independence you guys have to improve on to win 3 in a row to make it a three-peat?
We definitely need to improve on, I would say, rebounding in games, because we haven't been doing that a lot. And I say faster pace on offense a little bit. Yeah, that's probably about it.
Coach, you have anything to add to that? Did Dasia hit it? You guys did.
Yeah.
They got Golden Valley got after you on the boards a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, they
too.
did. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is one of the things that we don't do well is rebound, but we're working on it and trying to get there.
Well, they are favored to get there. I think it's fair to say 2 straight championships, looking for number 3 here in the next 6 weeks or so. Independence girls basketball coach Nate Johnson, the senior leader Jasmin Dixon, and the terrific junior Dasia Wandick. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. We'll be back with Liberty's boys basketball team right after this on BVarsity Live.